Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Alexia Nepola makes a damning declaration about Todd. I can't go back to this guy. Joan's Alexia Nepola opened up about her hesitation to reconcile with Todd Nepola. The Real Housewives of Miami Season 7 has already been an emotional roller coaster for Alexia Nepola. On the June 11 season premiere, Alexia revealed she was blindsided by husband Todd Nepola filing for divorce, only to reconcile with him shortly after. The saga continued on episode 2, when Alexia seemed to have another change of heart about her relationship. During the June 18 episode, Alexia revealed to her friends that months after filing for divorce, Todd was being forced by the courts to either drop the filing or proceed, and her feelings on it were complicated. "I'm still in love with this man," she confessed during the group dinner. Julia Lemegova quickly reminded her of the betrayal she felt when Todd moved out behind her back, but in front of her 28-year-old son, Frankie Rosello. "When I ran into Todd in the restaurant, all I was thinking was, you are the guy. Now you're smiling at me, but you are the guy who left Frankie," she told Alexia. "You know what? F. Kim. F. Kim. F. Todd," Alexia answered as all of her friends cheered. She later added, "My kids are everything to me." That's so King true. He did that. But then, she began to cry at the table and revealed just how complicated of a situation it was. "I'm still attracted to this King a whole. You guys have to help me," she sobbed. "I can't go back to this guy. He's a King monster." Alexia's declaration against Todd at dinner came just days after she and Julia took a Pilates class, and she was in a much different mindset at that time. "You know, I'm like in an emotional limbo," she told Julia after learning that Todd either had to proceed with the divorce or dismiss it. "I hope he doesn't proceed with the divorce," she admitted. "I don't know what it is, Julia. Like honestly, like years ago, I would have been done. But it's hard." The decision of whether to make things work with Todd came after months of trying to mend their relationship. "For 5 months, I've put in so much effort into saving my marriage," Alexia told Julia. But rather than make a decision herself, Alexia claimed the ball was in Todd's court. "So I guess I'll just have to accept the decision and say, this is what God wanted, and God has a plan," she admitted. "But yeah, I'm super anxious." Yes, ultimately, Alexia and Todd decided to proceed with their divorce. However, they are still romantically together. After thoughtful reflection, Todd and I have reached an amicable divorce settlement. "While our marriage has legally ended, our relationship has not," Alexia explained in a statement to People in March 2025. "We continue to love and support each other as we navigate this next chapter. We appreciate the understanding, love, and support from our family, friends, and fans." Would Alexia remarry Todd now that they're officially divorced? Don't miss her surprising answer. It was a balmy Tuesday evening in Miami, and the cocktail clink of high society murmured just beyond the tinted windows of the Eden Lounge. Inside, all eyes flicked to the spotlighted dais, where Alexia Nepola, elegant, poised, and razor-sharp, stood, her hands trembling slightly as she clutched a crystal flute of Veuve Clicquot. The event was supposed to be an innocuous fundraiser for marine wildlife, but Alexia had something else planned. Something no one was expecting, not even Todd. Todd Nepola, her husband of 3 years, was seated in the front row wearing his signature tailored navy suit, and that smile that often said too much and nothing at all. His phone buzzed in his pocket, but he ignored it. Cameras were trained on the stage. The Real Housewives of Miami crew knew something was coming. Alexia had been tight-lipped all week, refusing to reveal her speech to producers. She leaned toward the microphone, her voice a confident silk. "Thank you all for being here tonight," she began. "You know, in Miami, we pride ourselves on transparency. Whether it's with our tans, our attire, or our lives laid bare on national television." Polite laughter scattered through the room, Alexia smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. There's something I've been carrying for a long time, she continued, and I've decided tonight is the night. Not for the drama, but for the truth. Now, even the bartenders stopped shaking cocktails. Todd's fingers twitched against his thigh. Alexia inhaled. Todd and I have built a life together. One that, from the outside, looks enviable. Lavish trips, dinners at Cipriani, season tickets to the Heat. But behind the scenes, behind the Instagram filters, there's been another story. She paused, letting the weight settle. I've come to learn that Todd is not who he says he is. Gasps rippled across the room like a sudden tide. Lissa Hochstein's martini stopped mid-sip. Larsa Pippen blinked slowly. The producers subtly leaned closer with their boo mix. Alexia went on, eyes fixed on Todd. For over a year, Todd has been living a double life. Not in the way tabloids love to print, not another woman, at least not in the traditional sense, but a deception all the same. Todd rose halfway from his chair. Alexia. No, she cut him off, her voice edged with steel. Sit. To everyone's shock, he did. I found documents, Alexia continued. Bank statements, corporate filings, hidden shell companies in Belize, accounts opened in the names of dead relatives. She let that sink in. I thought he was just secretive, private, maybe even trying to protect me. But the truth is worse. Todd has been laundering money for years. The silence was volcanic. And while I don't know the full extent of it yet, she said, I do know this. I will not be complicit. I will not be silenced. And I will not protect a man who lives by lies. Todd stood now defiant. That's not true. You don't know what you're talking about. Alexia stared him down. I know enough. I know the transfers to accounts in Panama. I know the late-night calls in hushed Spanish. I know about your trips to Cartagena that never made it onto your calendar or your Instagram. Todd's jaw twitched. You don't have proof. Her voice dropped. Don't I? She reached into her clutch and pulled out a single USB drive. Holding it between two manicured fingers, she lifted it like a sword. This holds everything. Emails, transactions, voice recordings. I didn't want to believe it, but here we are. The crowd was buzzing now, whispers darting from corner to corner. The producers exchanged wide-eyed glances. This was gold, ratings gold. I've already turned this over to my attorney, Alexia said calmly, and tomorrow morning it goes to the FBI. Todd's face paled. You wouldn't. I would. And I have. Alexia stepped down from the dais, her heels clicking like gunfire on marble. She didn't look at him as she passed. Outside, the Miami night wrapped around her like a velvet cloak. Paparazzi surged. Alexia, what's happening? Is Todd going to jail? Was this about the real estate firm? Are you filing for divorce? She paused only once, looking directly into the cameras. I've spent too many years cleaning up after men who lie. Tonight, I stopped. And with that, she stepped into a waiting black Escalade and vanished into the Miami streets. The fallout. The news hit TMZ before she even got home. Real housewife Alexia Nepola exposes husband Todd in explosive speech, screamed one headline. Within hours, financial watchdogs were buzzing. Reddit threads lit up with amateur sleuths cross-referencing Todd's past real estate deals. His Instagram went dark. The last photo of them together, posted just 3 days earlier, a smiling couple aboard a yacht, was flooded with comments.